Editor-in-Chief Rahul Kaval is here. Vasudha Venugopal, our political editor, is also here. Rahul, fantastic meeting with Vijay. He's not met anyone so far with the first team to actually get some time with him. What was that like? What were the conversations like? Tell us a little bit about that.
So, this was the day of the big NDTV Tamil Nadu conclave that Vasudha, Shiv, Veera, entire team had been putting together, and we had all the big players from Stalin to EPS, Udayanidhi, Kanimodi, Kamal Hassan and the others. There was one man missing. There's a lot of talk about him and a lot of chatter around the superstar Thalapathy Vijay, and he wasn't there. So this afternoon we received a call saying that, why don't you come over this evening and have a chat. So I was actually conflicted because we had this big event going on, but Vasudha and Shiv, I must tell our viewers, said, we have to go. There is no way we're not going. I said, but we're doing an event. How do we just leave our own event and go? He said, Rahul, what are you saying? We have to go. And so there it was. We got into a cab, went across to meet Mr. Vijay. And this turns out to be his first meeting with the national media. And frankly, I was quite impressed. We had a very long, detailed chat. He called it a mock interview of sorts. And I went in, frankly, with very low expectations, Shiv. Because he hasn't spoken in public, he hasn't answered questions. He's been speaking in his speeches, but he hasn't answered questions, as it were. So I thought, okay, maybe here's a guy who's underconfident, doesn't want to answer questions. But I asked him all kinds of questions, about 45 minutes plus, all kinds of questions, and he answered them in a very calm and assured fashion. What came across was his determination. Here's not somebody who's ambivalent or uncertain of what he's trying to do. He's made up his mind, he's given up films. This is his future. He feels bad for his producer who's suffering on account of Jan Nayagan not getting released. He says he expected this, Karur was a shock for him. It still haunts him in some ways, he says, because he never expected that to happen, but that his films could get targeted on account of his presence in politics is something he was totally prepared for mentally. He also came across as somebody with a long-term plan. He says he's been thinking about this very seriously since post-COVID, and his father was a political director, as it were, right? So he's been groomed for this. He's been thinking about it. It's not someone who comes across as, in the public perception, and I'm also an outsider to the state and its politics, he comes across as an uncertain person. When the whole Karur tragedy happens, he doesn't speak, he doesn't go initially, meets them. So he says, that came as a complete surprise to me. I didn't expect that this would happen. I had to take time to process, everything that I went through. And then I spoke. He says, I haven't answered questions, but I